Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to part 4 of Mega Man Maverick Hunter X. And today we're going to go after Launch Octopus, the soon-to-be dead brother of Squid Atler, or Voltkraken, because, well, the remaster of Mega Man X5 is in the collection and they took out the Guns N' Roses references. Yeah, I know we have frame rate issues. Don't remind me. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is Launch Octopus's stage, and Launch Octopus's stage is okay. That was not supposed to happen. I swear to God, that was not supposed to happen. That was a misstep on my part. False start. I swear that's not gonna happen again. No, I can't swear that because this is me we're talking about here. Guess what the R stands for in RV Man? Reckless. So yeah, I've been playing very recklessly, which is a lot of people's complaint about me. It's not my fault, that's just how I play. And by the way, that used to actually have a item in there, not anymore. And these seahorses, oh, get used to seeing those! If you happen to watch my X6 playthrough, they can be a pain in the ass in Rainy Turtleoid stage. Oh, best believe! And funny thing is, they were planning on making a Maverick Hunter X up to X6 to try to make X7 and X8 canon. Oh yeah, and I forgot, this guy. This guy is a pain in the ass in the Sigma stages. Oh, you thought I was kidding? No, it really is. I mean, everything from Sigma Stage 1, it basically changed completely. All the Sigma stages changed completely. You're going to see that starting the next part. And also the last part, because I'm splitting the two Sigma stages up. Primarily because Sigma Stage 1 and 2 in this game piss me the off. Oh, and so does this guy too. Because guess what he does? He actually has me trapped right in between a rock and a hard place to pull me in and almost cause me to fall straight into the spikes. Now then, you'll start seeing that my life counter will go up to maximum. That's because I go off screen to try to get all of the sub-tanks that I happen to have filled up. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Armored Armadillo stage is the best stage to fill up your sub-tanks. So, in case you're wondering why I would end up walking in with 4 full sub-tanks, that's the reason why. Also, there is a heart tank here. Now, the heart tank will involve, well, that boat up there. And there's 2 different paths we could take. And I'll show them off before we move on to the next Maverick. The first one will incorporate you actually destroying the boat and causing the boat to capsize into the actual laboratory below. So, on that note, if you go down there, there will be a snake boss there. We'll show that off, because there's a way to get in there. Yeah, I mean, it may be down and out, but I'd rather take care of Launch Octopus first. So yeah, you have a way to get back up. But I just want to go on ahead, like I said, get rid of Launch Octopus first. Oh, yeah, and there is no, whatchamacallit, sub-tanks here. The last sub-tank is in Spark Mandrill stage, but again, I need the means to get that. And we will be getting that by the end of this part. Moreover, after we defeat Launch Octopus. So the worm boss should be the same. Storm Tornado makes it its bitch. Well, makes it your bitch, but don't even attempt to use Fire Wave in this water. While it's a good attention to detail, the Fire Wave is trash. And I know there's a lot of people who basically left because I think the fire wave is straight up dog water. And it is. So, we just need to ride on this thing and just try to do as much damage to it as humanly possible. That's the best way to get it. I just need to hit it one more time, and after that, we're going to get rid of it. There we go, and that's it. I think the item would be in the tail, but that's okay. And all that's left now is just completely and utterly destroying the enemies that stand in my way. And that includes Launch Octopus, which we happen to have his weakness with. Oh, you can beat him without his weakness, but it'll take a while. So good luck with that. He's kind of hard without it.
Your antics stop here, Launch Octopus.
I only take orders from Sigma. There's no way I'll let you boss me around.
Face it, you've gone Maverick.
Maverick? How dare you call my artistic battle style by that name?
Okay, Launch Octopus. How does this guy become very tough? I mean, first he dashes at you and fires to open you. And if that ain't enough, he will spin you into a whirlpool. And if you get caught up into that whirlpool and not get away on time, he'll grab you, drain your health, and add it to his own. You can get rid of that little technique of his by cutting off his arms with the boomerang cutter. Oh right! Maverick Hunter X's new thing. He regrows them back. Yeah! Rolling shield of us, ladies and gentlemen. And the only way you can catch him is if he's literally standing in front of the blast. Anyone else? Or catch him on the side, one of the two. Anywhere else? He's just going to deflect it. Or probably avoid one of the two. Yeah, he's one of the many Mavericks. Well, actually, he's only one of two Mavericks that can actually avoid their weakness weapon. No problem. The other one will be probably the last person in space. Oh yeah, that's a new attack. He actually fires an improved version that hunts down. And by improved, an improved version of homing torpedo. But yes, he has a good attention to detail of floating up to the surface like a dead fish. So with that said, that's one less Maverick we have to deal with.
Mission
and
accomplished.
We get the homing torpedo. And by the way, that homing torpedo that he did, actual powered up version, that is the charge version that you're going to get. So on that note, it's time for us to get the second route. Might as well. And this one's a lot tougher because after all, you are literally fighting a snake above, well, platforms with spikes in between them. So yeah, have fun with that. I mean, you don't want this guy to actually knock you into the spikes. And funny thing is, this is not the checkpoint. You'll have to go back to that second fish in order to get back up to here. But this is where the heart tank is. So we have no reason to be here. On to the next Maverick. And that will be Boomerang Kawanger. He's no longer known as Boomer Kawanger. Or Boomerwanger. As many people called him. Or just played Wang. But whatever the case, Boomerang Kawanger, so totally not Quickman, he's got the longer stage of the bunch.
Beginning mission.
And that's because I don't make any mistakes. The only reason why Launch Octopus was long is because, well, I made mistakes. So, this Stairway to Heaven, as the nickname for this stage is practically it basically looks exactly like Electman stage. It so totally does. And that's because he had towers too, climbing all the way up to the top. But he didn't have security like Boomer Kawanger. and respawning enemies. These are practically the tellies of this game. So, we can just get through this security laser system no problem, and we'll be fine. We'll be fine. But as I was saying earlier before, I kinda got caught up with the incidents that happened before the boss battle. Yeah, they were planning on making X7 and X8 canon with Mega Man X 1 through, or should I say Maverick Hunter X1 through X6. And they were going to fix the dialogue for X6 and Maverick Hunter X6 to try to make it make more sense. And speaking of things that don't make sense, well, look at this. Shades of actually the first game, but moreover, shades of Split Mushroom. Oh joy! As if anybody want to go through that. But nonetheless, you would actually see a remake of Split Mushroom Stage, a remake of Cyber Peacock, even a remake of I would say Blaze Heatnix, or even Brady Turtleoid, if this game would have actually been a commercial success. But Capcom was on their I hate Mega Man phase, and by the way, I masterfully dodged all those platforms. Thank God, dying enough on Split Mushroom will do that to you. Anyway, when it comes down to having these remakes, if they would have actually went through with the remakes, do you realize how much money they would have? And moreover, do you realize how better off 6 would be if it actually was remade as a Maverick Hunter series? That way it would bring more clarity as to why the hell Zero was brought back instead of I hid myself to prepare myself. But moreover, it would actually have the origins of Hymax or something of that nature. They were planning on going above and beyond with the Maverick Hunter series, but this game never got off the ground, and as much trouble as this game will give me in Part 5, I'm warning you now, I will beat the first 2 Sigma stages, but with asterisks, people. As much trouble as this game will give me in Part 5, it's still a fun game. Granted, it's one of the hardest games in the series. That honor goes to X8, mind you. Yeah, X8 will always be the hardest game in the series, bar none, hands down. Still fun, still love it, but it's the hardest game in the series. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that will agree. Only reason why 6 is hard is because 6 was poorly designed. And if anybody thinks 7 is hard, it's not hard. 7 is freaking... X7 is freaking boring. Plain and simple. I think... Oh, right. And there's another thing. The ice shotgun trick as well as the wall kick trick doesn't work because they purposely made the platform too long for you to actually jump off the ice platform in time. And moreover, the wall kick will not work. You will need to stand directly underneath where the heart tank is in order for you to use the boomerang cutter to get it. And unfortunately, I can't show it off because I inadvertently got the damn thing off screen after I beat Boomer Coanger. So I couldn't really record it, and I was pissed. So you have to stand directly under it, use the boomerang cutter to just basically get the actual heart tank and just go about your merry way. And we're almost at the end of this stage anyway. So yeah, if you're wondering why my life gauge got a little bit higher when we got to Sting Chameleon, that's because I inadvertently got the heart tank and it didn't record it like a dunce. Because you had to literally, how should I put it, use the boomerang cutter directly underneath the platform to get it. This isn't going to be... And by the way, the heart tank, sorry I stuttered there, is not the first time you would have to actually use the boomerang cutter to get the items you need. We'll have to go back to Spark Mandrill stage because you have no choice but to use the boomerang cutter to get those items. You'll see when we get back there. Until then, let's beat Boomer Coanger.
If you've made it all the way up here, you must not be an ordinary B-class hunter.
Kuwanger, I don't want to fight an old friend like you.
You don't want to fight? Well, isn't this interesting? You're a Maverick hunter, and Maverick hunters are Reploids designed for fighting.
So I'll have to fight you no matter what, huh?
Of course. A chance for a fight this fun doesn't come along every day.
Alright, Boomer Kuwanger. He is, how should I put this, not hard. Well, without his weakness weapon, he is pretty damn hard. With his weakness weapon. Okay, he has invincibility frames.
This'll teach you.
And he will seek you out and constantly try to throw you straight into the room.
This'll teach you.
Yeah, and that's gonna keep happening. And he will keep closing the distance while he has invincibility powers all the time. And by the way, Homing Torpedo changed big time. Not only has it been translated into Homing Torpedo instead of Horming, there's one other thing. The Homing Torpedo can actually phase to the ground to actually hunt down the enemy, as opposed to hunting on the ground and explodes. So yeah, he's a lot easier, although he is more aggressive than what he was in the original.
This'll teach you.
Yeah, just stop suplexing me into a wall, damn it.
So strong.
And with that said, that's the end of Boomer Kuwanger. And now we have his weapon, which is the Boomerang Cutter.
Mission accomplished.
Ironically enough, so long as it doesn't hit anything, it will refill itself like quick boomerang. Yeah! So this move is relatively broken. You can only fire 3 at a time. So let's go back to Spark Mandrill stage, and with that trick shot right there, we got the sub-tank. And speaking of trick shots, we're gonna have to go all the way over to this section of Spark Mandrill, right past the boss. So, see what I mean by you can't wall kick anymore? This is what I mean. You had to use the Boomerang Cutter in order to get that. So with 7 out of the 8 heart tanks and all the sub tanks caught, now it's time for us to get the last heart tank and last body part from Sting Chameleon. Am I gonna get the Hadouken? Not until the finale. Yeah, that prerequisite of not actually getting hit through Armored Armadillo stage is pretty damn tough. As opposed to dying 5 times in a row. Which, by the way, I would have already had it by now. So, with that said, Sting Chameleon stage, oh, you were going to love having the new Buster upgrade by the time you're done with this. Because this stage definitely would welcome the charge shots to pretty much destroy all these enemies. And speaking of enemies that need to be destroyed, here's one right here. Remember this guy? Yeah, he was really, really tough. The funny thing is, he had no weaknesses. Now, he actually does. And funnily enough, that weakness just so happens to be Storm Tornado. And Storm Tornado can quickly make short work of this guy. Especially if you hit him in the head. Which I actually do. And yeah, I am getting tossed around like a sack of potatoes. It's not fun. I just got finished getting tossed around like a sack of potatoes by Boomer Kuwanger. I don't need this. I really don't. Alright, just a little bit more. We just need to kill him. And thankfully, he's down and out. And when he's down and out, we get the last capsule of the game.
The arm parts await you here. Enter the capsule and equip them to your arm, and your charge shot becomes even more powerful. It is a very dangerous power to possess, but I trust that you will use it for good.
That is not named the Hadouken. So with that said, we now have the arm buster part. So now we can charge our weapons, and moreover, we can charge our buster. It feels so good to have that. And you know what? We would have had that earlier. Had it not been for one thing, everything changed. So, one thing that didn't change is how you actually get the heart take. Oh, that's a little too much. You need to actually hug the walling. Oh, I went a little bit. I was overzealous on that. What I was supposed to show you was you were supposed to hold it and make a long jump back over to the wall so you can climb back up and get back to this point. But unfortunately, I went overzealous and went back to the beginning. And I fell off like an idiot because I thought that was solid ground. And back then there was, not anymore here. So as you can see, things do change. Alright, so now that we managed to make it past that, after a couple of deaths, it's time for us to clear the rest of this stage, which is not going to be a problem. No, that would be Sigma Stage 1 and 2. Not that I hate them, but oh god, I had a frustrating time because primarily I made stupid and reckless mistakes. You'll see. Alright. Let's just get through this last section. We're on the home stretch. All we have to do is punch our way through this area with this ride armor, which is basically the kangaroo ride armor. I mean, if this was the frog armor, we'd be so screwed. I'm telling you now, we'd be screwed. Because you sink in that quicksand, you die. That's the only reason why you have this armor, because the armor's quick enough to get out. X, on the other hand, can't do it himself. So, yeah. And we're almost at the end. In fact, once we get past this ride armor here, we will be at the end. And unfortunately, if you lose your ride armor here, you can't get another one, unlike with X1, the original X1, where you can just simply kill a mook and steal his armor. So, yeah, we don't need to worry about that because we're at the end. And get the boomerang cutter ready because good luck dealing with this guy without it. I mean, it's RNG, but it's still Sting Chameleon, so yeah.
Poor little X. Everyone's betrayed you.
Sting Chameleon! So Sigma's even managed to pull you into his scheme!
That's Master Sigma to you, X. He'll be king when the new world is born. Treat him with respect.
I don't want to live in a world with him in charge!
And now it's time for the final Maverick, Sting Chameleon. You're about to see what I mean by RNG. It all depends on how quickly he tends to turn this match chaotic. You don't have Boomerang Cutter, he'll either use his melee attack or hang on the wall while screaming "nya nya 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 nya" and pull down all the spikes. I'm surprised he did not make himself invisible. Oh wait, this is in hard mode, which is something that he tends to do in hard mode. Making it to where he's not only invisible, blending in with the scenery, even if you use Boomerang Cutter, you will miss him. So yeah. Normal, this is a pathetic fight. Hard? Yeah, you're in for one hell of a fight because he tends to keep himself invisible throughout most of it. But with that said, well, that is if the RNG actually is in your favor, which 9 times out of 10 it wouldn't be. This is the 1 out of 10 that it is. So we got the Chameleon Sting. And the Chameleon Sting fires 3 shots. It's the weakness of Storm Eagle. But also, if you charge the Chameleon Sting with our new Buster upgrade, you become temporarily invisible to where you can walk on spikes.
We have an incoming transmission. It's Zero.
Get this info to X. I've discovered Sigma's base. I'm sending the coordinates now.
We've located you, Zero. I'm on my way.
Okay, but listen. This place is more secure than I thought. Let's split up their forces. Find another route in.
Let me retract that statement. No, you can actually die with spikes. I mean, in the original you could survive Spice, but not here. So anyway, I'll see you all in part 5 when we take on Sigma Palace 1 and 2. This is RFman 985. Peace out, take care, and pray for me.